Welcome one, welcome all, into an evening in Colony, New York at Afram Sports Park for another UPSL clash between the hosts, New York Shockers, and Gaffer City FC. I'm Bruce Juno. I'll be on the call today on a beautiful night, a beautiful evening, should I say. Clear skies, you love to see it. Nothing better for a good soccer match. Now, top of the table is the New York Shockers. They sit up top, whereas Gaffer City currently sits ninth, but they have only played 2 matches so far. New York has played 4. Looking to put the pressure on the rest of the league tonight is the Shockers with a win. They currently have 2 teams with games in hand that are able to equal or surpass them on points in Orange City FC and NFC, but a win tonight would sure put the pressure on. Just about to get underway, kick off momentarily. Something a little bit different today. New York Shockers are in the red kits, whereas the lime green color, that'll be Gaffer City FC. Moving from left to right, Shockers going right to left. Shockers kick off, and we're underway at Afram's Sports Park. Slater choosing to go long, looking for Bazigi. That'll go out for a throw. Throw into the path of Sams. Sams goes out wide, looking for Maxon. Maxon looking to play in one. Deflected, he goes back. Onto the boot of Slater. Slater circles. He'll find Rude, and Rude has some space to work. He looks to go long, but it's a slip from Brandt. That'll go all the way back to the keeper, Nate. Throw it in their own defensive zone for the Shockers. They're going to go long towards the head of Beton. One away by Gaffer City. They'll look to possess, but it's Sams who gets over. Pardon me, Beton. And it'll be a throw for Gaffer. Inside, deflecting around, looking to possess. Getting back with some speed. That's Maxon. He'll force it out for a throw as it was approaching being a corner. Throwing for Gaffer City. Coming over on the left hand from Ryan. Looks for the deep throw. That might fall to Boyer. Boyer can't get to it, and it's headed back to Brennan. And he'll look to go quick and play in Brandt, but that'll go too far. And box to box, just possession for the man between the pipes for Gaffer. Here's Zach. He looks to go long, looking for Charlie. Charlie looks to play in Nate. Nate can't keep up to it. That'll roll all the way down to Brennan, who goes quickly out to Peterson. Peterson finds Brennan. Brennan to Rude. Rude goes back over to Peterson. Peterson looks to go long. He's challenged by Nate. He'll fall onto the boot of the Shockers. And it's possession once again as Sams finds Rude. Looking for the long ball. Off on the run is Jorda, taken away, and that will go out for a Shockers throw. Quickly taken into Godfrey. Outside to Jorda. Jorda one-on-one with his man. It's taken away nicely from Boyer. Boyer just decides to clear, looking for Nate. Nate chests it down. Peterson able to win it away. Pressure by Sams, and Sams wins it. Godfrey goes back to Rude. Look to take it into some space. Out wide to Griffith. It's just too far. It'll be a Gaffer City throw. Into the stride of Nate. Nate will just kick it off Peterson. Force a Gaffer throw. Quick one taken to Charlie. Throw to be taken by Liam. Onto the boot of Will. Back to Liam. Back to Will. Looking for some ticky-tacky taken away, and now it's on a break for the Shockers. Here comes Maxon. He's got runners with him. He looks to play out wide for Godfrey, who gives chase, but it's defended well. Out for a throw by Boyer. Long throw taken by Boyer. Headed down by Sams. Onto Slater, who lays it off for Sams, pardon me. That was Jorda. Peterson gives it back to Sams. One-on-one with Elijah. Gets past him. Able to find the boot of Maxon, but he's dispossessed. And now Gaffer will look to counter. Finds Jack. Jack able to keep possession. Looks to play in the run, but it's taken down nicely by Peterson. Back to Jack. Jack goes out wide to Liam. Liam back to Jack. Dispossessed by Beton. Who's able to get around Jack, looking to possess. Goes back to Maxon, who will go out wide for Jorda. Jorda finds Slater. Plays possession back to Rude, who goes with a big switch over to Peterson, who gives it to Slater. Here's Peterson. Finds Slater. Dispossessed, and now Gaffer will play it up to Charlie. Charlie goes to Jack. Jack looks to play long to Nate. He'll lose out possession, and now Shockers will take it away. Often moving is Beton. Beton will lose possession, and it's just booted away by Will. Here's Root. He goes back to Brennan. Giving chase was Nate, but it's a long switch over to Griffith, and now he has space. To Maxon. Back to Slater. Looks for the big switch into the path of Godfrey, but that'll just be too far. It'll go out for a goal kick. Here's Peterson. Peterson looks for the run of Griffith. Griffith in up against Liam. Unable to keep possession, and that'll be a Gaffer City throw. Onto the boot of Ryan. Ryan finds Church. He's dispossessed by Sams, but he sticks with it. Pardon me, that's Will, but it'll go back to Rude. And now it's Charlie giving chase up against Peterson. Peterson does well to find Brennan. And some nifty footwork from the goalkeeper, and able to spread it out wide to Jorda. Jorda's got runners with him. Looks into the path of Brandt, but that'll go out just too far and be left for a goal kick. Header one against Slater, but Rude with a big flick back into the Gaffer City zone. Ball still in the air, taken down nicely by Rude, and now the Shockers will look to break. It's back to Rude. Rude's on the move. He leaves it out to Brandt. Here's Brandt, who looks far post, and that'll go just wide. Caught between a cross and a shot there, and unable to get to it was Rude. Making that run from center back. That's why he's scored goals this season, folks. He's got, just double check my math here. He's got one in the UPSL action this season. Guess there wasn't really much math needed, but you never know. Here's Nate. Out wide to Jack. Jack one-on-one with Jorda. Jorda looking to possess. Off the knee of Jack. It'll go out for a goal kick. Taken short to Slater. Slater has room to work. We'll play it in the boot of Brandt. He looks for the run of Beton, but that'll be just too far and scooped up by the goalkeeper. So far, just some back and forth action here at Afram Sports Park. No real attempts, and no attempts on target yet for either side. Beton. He'll look to get going with speed. Over to Maxon. Beton will overlap. Maxon decides to keep it inside. He looks for the switch. It'll fall to Slater. Slater goes outside to Brandt. Brandt looks to go far post. It's deflected, and the keeper did well to get back across, moving the other way, and hold it. That's one of those tough ones. You don't really know what's going to happen as the deflection goes off Boyer. And moving right to left, had to go back to his right. Able to collect nicely and hold on. Gaffer throw just at midway. Taken by Boyer. Only as far as Jorda, but it falls to Jack. Jack goes inside to Nate. But he's dispossessed by Jorda. And now it's Max. Goes back to Sams. Sams looks for the big switch out wide. It's Ryan who takes it away. Onto the boot of Nate. Nate looks for Jack. But now it's Shockers who will look to break with Sams. He'll slow down momentum. Go back to Rude. Just look to play possession here for the Shockers. Peterson to Sams. Goes out wide. Onto the boot of Jorda. Jorda has runners. He'll look to play in Brandt, but it's dispossessed by Zach, and he'll play back to his goalkeeper. Gaffer now looking to build something, but it's a good track for Maxon. He'll win back possession and find Beton. Now Beton will look to break and decides to slow it up, go back to Peterson. He'll give it to Apollo. Leaves for Sams. Sams does so well to direct traffic. He finds Slater. It's Maxon who'll get wiped out by Liam and win a free kick in the Gaffer City zone. It'll be Maxon. He'll be looking to swing this one in. Just over 13 minutes in to this Western New York Division clash between the New York Shockers and Gaffer City FC. It's Maxon with the left boot, looking for the head of Apollo, and that goes just off his head, and it'll go out for a goal kick. Gaffer City now still looking for their first win on the season. They've played two. They drew their first game of the season to Syracuse FC and then fell last time out on the road against NFC. They'll look to come in here and take down the Shockers, who are unbeaten in their last three. Sam's wore that one on the chin. It's Jorda. Jorda staying with it. He'll find Godfred. Godfred looks to play in Brandt. It's good defensive work from Church. And he'll play it off to Zach, but it's dispossessed. It's Maxon. Maxon will be taken down by Zach, and he wins a free kick in a dangerous position. We've seen a lot of great opportunities, offset pieces this close to the 18 from the Shockers this season. As a few will stand over it. It's Sams and Slater. Maxon will join Sams. As there's a four-man wall right at the edge of the 18. That'll change to a 3. Will it be Sams or will it be Maxon? It's Sams who has an effort. That's off the wall. He'll regain possession. Over to Brandt. Brandt looks to swing it in. It's a low one. It'll be cleared away by Church. Jack will look to keep it in. He does just that. Now Jack's on a break. Maxon with some good defensive work to dispossess Jack. Turned on the wheels. And Shockers regain possession. As now it's Griffith. Over to Rude, who will leave it for Peterson. Rude. Sams. Challenged by Charlie. And he'll just give it back to Rude. Pardon me, that was Nate with the challenge. And Brennan will give to Peterson. Out wide to Jorda. Jorda goes in quick looking for Beaton. It'll go just too far, and a big clear from Church. Now Elijah battling with Sams. It'll fall to Sams. Sams makes a decision to go back to Brennan. Here's Root. He looks for the big ball into the run of Maxon or Brandt. It'll be Brandt who will look to try to get there first ahead of Church with the big cross in. It'll be headed away by Zach. Trying to keep it in, but unable to get there. It'll be Jorda coming over to take the throw in. As a fun fact, one of the members of the Western New York Division Team of the Week last week was Alejandro Jorda. The only one on from last week on the pitch right now. The other two, Marcello Fazio and Mo Kashtazi, as well as head coach Afram Nezai being named Coach of the Week after their big 7-1 win over FCY New York and then their 4-0 win over Orange City FC. Shockers in possession on the boot of Brandt. Brandt spins one. Will look to have an effort from distance. That's not too far wide of the left post. Right post, pardon me. Both teams still looking to get a feel into this game. 17.5 minutes into the first half. It's been a lot of back and forth. Past 5 minutes or so, Shockers have started to gain possession, gain a little bit of momentum, get a couple of efforts, winning free kicks in the offensive zone. But no shots on target so far. Just one deflection that was nicely held by the goalkeeper. Here's Root. He's given space. Looks for the big switch into the path of Griffith. Will he be able to keep it in? He will not. Just too far out of his range and his stride. And it's a goal kick to come for Gaffer City. Big ball will fall into the head of Slater. He gets beat out by Will and looking into the run of Jack, dispossessed, and now here's Sams. Sams goes back to Peterson. We'll play to Slater. Gaffer looking to look for a second like they were going to try a high line, but they fall back into their shape. Now Rude able to get past Charlie to Jorda. Goes back to Rude. With a nice switch to Maxon in the mid. But he's dispossessed, and now here's Charlie. Charlie up to Nate. Over to Jack. Jack one-on-one with Sams. Looks to cut inside. So far, so good. But Gaffer retains possession. Back to Will. Won by Charlie. Charlie looks for the big cross. He's got two runners at the back post. But it's Elijah who's unable to put it on target. Heads it just over, but a dangerous opportunity for the team from Corning. As Jack had both Will and Ryan making runs beyond Rude, who was the last man back for the Shockers, but unable to keep that composure. And here Sams wins a free kick for the Shockers. Quickly out to Griffith, back to Peters. Who'll find Rude, who's given space. Play into Godfrey. Finds Brandt out to Jorda. He gives to Godfrey. Godfrey will get dispossessed, and now it's Jack. Jack up against Rude. He looks for support. But it's wonderfully done by Rude, and now it's Sams who'll able to maintain possession and give back to Peterson, who will leave for Brennan. Here's Griffith looking for a run from Brandt. Brandt one-on-one with Church, and Church will get there first to clear it out for a throw. Couple of good opportunities so far from the Shockers with that long ball. It's a lower line played from Gaffer City, allowing the defense of the Shockers space to pinpoint where they who they want to pick out, what run they want to go with, and there's been some opportunities so far. Here's Rude to Sams, who just give it back to Rude. Goes out wide to Peterson. Left to Sams, out wide to Griffith. Griffith looks for the swinging ball. It's cleared away by Zach. Over to Liam, who'll only get it as far as Beton. Out to Maxon. Maxon's able to get around Ryan. Ryan does well to check back, and Liam will put it out for a throw. Tweaking quickly to Sams. We'll leave for Beton. Back to Rude. Sams comes back to collect. Looking to direct, trying to find the run of Maxon. Not enough weight on it, and now possession will be retained from the Shockers. Rude to Brandt. Brandt looks for the run of Godfrey. Godfrey using his wheels, goes down in the box. Ref says nothing to do, and he'll go out for a goal kick. Godfrey's still down. The ref's waving on. A trainer to come check on Godfrey, who's hunched over. There's a great opportunity there for Godfrey Bazigi, using his speed to get in behind both Boyer, Zach, and Church, but unable to get the effort off. So for the time being, it will be 10 men for the Shockers as Godford's getting checked on at the moment. Slater up against Will. It's won by Will to Jack. Dispossessed, and here's Beton. Looking for Maxon, who'll look to give it back. Now it's Elijah. Gaffer City will look to possess, and they will back to Zach, who leaves for Church. Here's Zach. It's Church again. Out wide to Liam, who will give it back to Church. They've got space in front of them. It's Zach. But now pressuring is Beton. He'll just force Zach to go back to his keeper, who leaves it for Church. Out wide to Liam. Into the path of Charlie. Charlie gives it to Elijah, who will play it back to Church. Switch for Zach. He's looking for runners. Decides to choose not to and gives to Jack, who will look for a give and go with Boyer, but he's dispossessed. But Jack will come away with it. Jack and Rude. Rude with a big tackle, but he got the legs before the ball, and it's free kick in favor of Gaffer City. Standing over it is Jack. On the left peg. A lot of runners in the box. Two-man wall for Brennan. Be Griffith and Sams. And here's Jack. Just swings it in, looking for a noggin, but it'll be collected by Brennan. He looks to go quick and changes his mind, decides to slow it up. Here's Griffith. He goes back to Peterson. He'll give to Sams, allow Sams to direct traffic. With a lovely weighted ball over to Jorda, and the Shockers will look to break. Here's Jorda. Looks into the path to either Slater or Griffith, but he'll be dispossessed, and now it's Elijah who'll look to start a break the other way, but it's too strong for Ryan. That'll go out for a Shockers throw. Left to be taken by Griffith. Gives to Maxon. Inside to Slater. Back to Griffith. Good possession from the Shockers. Griffith to Sams. Sams to Rude. Here's Rude with room to run. Goes into Brandt. Brandt leaves for Beton. Beton looks for Slater. Not on the same page, and that'll be a goal kick for Gaffer City. Both teams so far here tonight still looking for that real grade A opportunity. Couple of near chances with a deflection in favor of the Shockers. That was held well by the keeper, and then the run of Rude that just skimmed off his head and going the other way. A lot of opportunity was, or should I say, the best opportunity was Elijah in the back post, but he'd head it over, and there is Elijah who'll get it back. But it's Rude. Pardon me, that's Griffith with a big tackle, and it'll go out for he actually wins the throw, so it'll be a Shockers throw, and it will be Griffith to take. Long throw on the head of Will. Jostle for possession, and Beton will find Sams. Sams plays in the run of Jorda. A wonderfully weighted ball. He's got Godford with him. But it'll be taken away and booted. Booted down to Albany by Zach. Quickly taken from Jorda to Beton. Be dispossessed, but Jorda wins it back. Big tackle, Sams on Nate, and then Rude on Jack, and a lot of heavy 50-50 balls, but now it's Shockers with possession. It's Slater. Out to Maxon. Maxon will look to swing it into the back post for Godford, but it's just out of his reach, and it'll be another goal kick for Gaffer City FC. Jack was down here for a moment on this near touchline at the midway, but he's back up now, and there's a couple heavy challenges. That was, one of those ones where you both kick it at the same time. Some of those can come away not feeling too pretty, but it's good to see Jack get up. Slater possesses to Godfred, who looks inside for Brandt. Now Gaffer will look to break. One by Jorda. Turned by Biton. He'll spray it out wide to Maxon. Maxon's got the overlap from Griffith. He'll leave it for him. Liam's over there to challenge, and he'll win it away, and he'll win the throw. Shockers didn't seem too pleased about that decision, but it's a throw nonetheless for Gaffer City, as it'll be Ryan leaving for Liam. Liam will look to go long for Nate. Up against Peterson. And it'll be out for a throw, allowing Peterson to take it quick back to Rude. In possession once more, over to Slater. Slater's calling for Godfrey to come, and instead he'll play the long ball to Jorda with a beautiful touch inside, just a little too heavy. But it's fine, as Slater will come win it again. And Zach just decides to send it long. And Shockers will regain possession. As Biton gives to Griffith. Challenged by Ryan. And central to Biton. You're looking to the run of Sams. Brandt. Now Biton. Out wide to Jorda. Jorda's looking for runners in the box. Looks to swing it in. It'll fall to Maxon. Maxon looks to give to Sams, but it's cleared away. Only as far as Peterson. So he'll look to give it back in quick. But it's Will that'll win it away. And now Jack will look to run. Jack has wheels. Godfred has wheels. Rude goes down. It's still Jack. Good tracking from Jorda. And he's able to dispossess Jack, and now Godfred's down just above his own 18. I remember about 10 minutes ago or so where he went down in the opposition's box. I have to hope he's all right, as the trainer has to come out once more to check on Godfred Bazigi. Just over a half hour played so far here at Afram Sports Park. 0-0. As neither team has been able to find that opening in this UPSL Western New York Division matchup. Gaffer City still looking for their first win on the season. New York Shockers have won their last 3, outscoring their opponents by a combined 13-2. We'll see if they can keep that momentum. But so far, Gaffer City hasn't left an opening. Godfred appears to have came off, and now onto the pitch is Hassan Mosini, who will come on to replace Bazigi. One by the Shockers, and they'll look to break. It's Brandt who'll leave into the run of Biton. Biton will play it out right wide for the first touch for Mosini, but that'll be taken away by Gaffer City. One back by Biton. Biton will just look to possess and go back to Griffith. Still just possession for the Shockers as Slater leaves for Rude. Rude's got space to run. He's got runners in front. He'll look to chip it over the top to Brandt, but again, not on the same page, and it'll just fall into the keeper's grasp. We'll look for a quick one long. Onto the head of Nate, who can't win it, and George is there to clean up. Here's Rude. Played wonderfully by Maxon. Just possession-based soccer right now from the Shockers as Jorda leaves for Sams. Sams looks for the big switch into the run of Mosini. That'll just be too far, and it'll be a Gaffer City throw. Decides to just go back to the goalkeeper. Shockers are looking to have a little bit higher of a press, so he'll go long. Onto the boot of Nate. Nate will look to play in Jack. Jorda does well to just play back Brennan. Brennan's got to be careful here and pursuing Jack, but he does well to find Jorda, who gives it up to Rude. Rude to Brandt. Pardon me, that's Biton. Will now give and go and get it back, and he'll look to play in the run of Brandt, and it's wonderfully defended by Liam. As Brandt looked to be in, but Liam was there to do his defensive duties. And now Shockers will look to break once again, but it's Church this time clearing only as far as Slater. He'll get dispossessed by Boyer, and now Boyer has possession. Taken away by Jorda. Slater one-on-one with Charlie. Charlie takes a elbow to the nose, and now that'll lead to a Gaffer City free kick in the offensive zone just beyond midfield. Charlie stayed down. Make sure trainer comes out to make sure he's all right. Nice gesture there as Slater came over to make sure that he was okay after an unintentional elbow, to the nose. One you don't want to be feeling, but you can tell it wasn't intentional. He came over to make sure he was all good, but nonetheless, that'll leave us here with a Gaffer City free kick just beyond midfield. It's Boyer to take. It appears subs may be readying here for Gaffer City FC. Pardon that, or following that bump to the nose on Charlie. And there will be a substitution made as it's a swap out for Charlie. Ryan thought he was him there for a second, but everything's all well and good now, and it'll be Boyer to take. With a long ball into the box, and it's won by Jorda only as far as the newcomer, and he'll play back to Liam. Liam gives to Will. Will looks for the big one. It's won away by Sams, and Will just let that one go out for a throw. And he'll take it quickly. Won by Mosini. Throw once again to come for Liam. Here's Root. Goes out wide for Griffith. Gaffer City looking for a higher press. Peterson does well to find Slater. There's Slater. He looks for the run of Jorda, and Jorda's in space. He's got Brandt inside with him. Jorda plays it to Brandt. Brandt goes for the spectacular, almost a good ball over to Sams. Sams goes outside to Maxon. Maxon now, one-on-one. He'll go outside. Pardon me, that's Mosini. And it'll be collected by the goalkeeper. Great opportunity there from the New York Shockers as Jorda off on a run, as we've seen him do quite a few times today. He looks inside to Brandt. Brandt went for the wonderful, and it almost fell to Sams, and then Mosini looked to have an effort, but it was gobbled up. But it's a positive mark here for Shockers, just over 40 minutes now into the match, still tied at nothing. Here's Brandt looking to leap to Sams, taken away by Boyer. Boyer up to Ryan, looks to leap to Nate. Instead now it's Will. Dispossessed by Griffith to Maxon, inside to Bitone. And wonderfully read, now Bitone looks to break. He's got Brandt with him. Here's Ben Bitone, but he'll slice it wide. A lot of back and forth action here tonight as the New York Shockers in their red kits host the lime, neon, yellow, green. I think it's yellow. We'll run with yellow. Gaffer City FC. Long ball taken, falls onto the boot of Ryan. A jostle for possession, and Maxon will get beat out by Boyer, but it now falls to Slater. Out to Maxon, who's out on the left now. Plays a one-on-one with Sams. Looks to go over the top to Brandt. Brandt is in behind Zach. Looks to keep it in. And nothing doing, and now the flag goes up for a goal kick. Little confusion there from the goalkeeper, but he thought it was offsides due to where the ref kind of raised his flag from, but it's all sorted pretty quickly, and goal kick is now taken. Off the back of Ryan, falls as far as Slater. Slater will now just choose possession back to Peterson. And Gaffer City now looking to establish a higher press. Griffith, he'll give it back to Peterson once again, who finds Slater. Outside to Griffith. Onto the boot of Mosini, who looks for Slater, almost dispossessed, but he'll win it back and look for the big switch over to Jorda, and Jorda will look for space. He's got Maxon making the run. Chooses inside. Finds Sams, but he'll be dispossessed by Zach and then held, and a free kick won for Gaffer City. Just 2 minutes remain. 2 minutes remains in the first half here at Athens Sports Park. Still awaiting the breakthrough for either one of these sides. Goalkeeper decides to take the free kick. A little confusion there between Polone and Peterson, but Brennan nonetheless would come to collect, and he'll give it up to Root. Root still room to run. Looks to go over the top to Maxon. Maxon's got the pace. Maxon will look to flick it over the keeper, and that'll go just over the bar. Great opportunity from Dylan Maxon. Unable to convert, and it's another goal kick for Gaffer City FC. As both teams have started to feel into this one more opportunities, more dangerous opportunities. As that was definitely one of the two most dangerous so far, as Maxson would put it just over the bar, the other being down at the other end with Elijah open at the back post header he'd put over the top, and both teams looking for that breakthrough as now Mosini. It'll be played back to the keeper, a dangerous one as Brandt was in pursuit, but he'll clear it away. It's won by Slater. He'll receive it back. Slater goes over to Griffith. He'll look to swing one into the path of Brandt. It's just too far. Maxson will be there to keep it in. And it'll go out for a goal kick. We're into added time now in the first half. Minimum of 2 minutes to be added in the first half. Long ball. Jumping is Maxson. Falls only as far as Ryan. Ryan will now look into Nate. And here's Nate. It's dispossessed by Sams. Over to the far side. Challenged by Mosini. And whistle will go for a handball. And it'll be a free kick in favor of the hosts. And Griffith will leave for Brennan, who will just play it quickly back to Peterson, who will leave for Rude. Rude now to Slater. Will the Shockers be able to find something at the end of this first half? Slater goes out wide to Jorda. Jorda's one-on-one with Boyer. Here's Jorda. Slater looks for the overlap. He'll get it. Here's Slater. He's got runners in the box. Slater looks for the path of Brandt, but he's won away nicely by Will. But Rude's there to get possession back. Beton gives it back to Rude. Rude with a swing into the back post. There's Maxson! And he'll put it just wide. Pardon me, that's Mosini. With a great opportunity at the back post. Keeper made himself big, and it's Hassan Mosini who puts it just wide of that near post. Can't be much time left following this goal kick here in the first half. And the goal kick is taken. Won by Sams. Here's Maxson. Brandt looking to just run through the defense. Here's Brandt looking for an opportunity. It's cleared away by Church. Whistle is in the ref's mouth, but he's allowing the throw to happen. Maxson will leave for Jorda. This might be the last opportunity of the first half. And instead, ref will decide to blow for the end of half number one. Tied up at nothing. A couple of great opportunities so far from both sides. The first one came off the head of Elijah, who got in behind for Gaffer City, but he would head it just over Brennan and the net as a whole. And then a deflection off Boyer. Goalkeeper of Gaffer City did nicely to collect. Maxson had an opportunity to look to go over the top, but he would send it over the bar, and then Brandt went for the spectacular, and nothing doing so far. Not a lot of shots on target, but the pace is starting to pick up. The press is starting to get higher on both sides. Both sides are now looking for that mistake, some kind of mistake, to allow them to counter. But nothing doing so far, as we are tied up at 0-0 here at Afram Sports Park. Second half to come. We'll be right back. And we are back underway here at from Sports Park. Tied up at nothing apiece. Both teams looking for the breakthrough. Will it be the Shockers now with Slater? And will be dispossessed. In possession is the Shockers. Here's Peterson. Looks like there has been a change up top for the Shockers. We'll get you that in a second. As here's Sams. Sams pulls out Mosini. Mosini goes back to Sams. Here's Beton. Out wide. Here's Jorda. Looking to dance around one. He will. He's inside the box. He gets the cross in. It'll be taken away. And here's Jeffrey. Jeffrey will lay it off for Slater. With Beton. Back to Rude. Rude has a go off the left. Boo! And that goes just wide. A great opportunity there for the Shockers. It does appear Daryl Jeffrey has came on for Owen Brandt. A bigger sort of striker. Maybe looking to get more physical up top. Wearing that number 9 kit. Jeffrey had 2 goals in their match earlier this season against Smugtown. Here's Will. Out wide, looking for Boyer. Boyer will possess and go back to his goalkeeper. There has also been a switch in between those sticks for the New York Shockers, as I believe that's Ben Van Valkenburg, who's now in net for the hosts. Here's Jeffrey. Jeffrey looks to play in the run. It'll be laid off only as far as Beton. Now here's Slater, who will go down in the box. Nothing doing. Into the run of Jack. Jack will look to possess now. 3-on-3 if they can go quickly. Here's Jack. It's pressured by Sams. We'll lay it off and get it back. Here's Jack. Good tackle from Griffith, but Jack maintains possession, and Mosini's there to force out for a throw. Goes past Griffith, but that'll roll off the chest of Ryan, and goal kick to come for Van Valkenburg. He takes it quickly to Rude. Rude goes out wide for Jorda. He goes back for Peterson. To Rude. To Slater, and Slater will just give it back to Rude. He's given space. Now pressured by Will, goes out wide for Brandt. Now Brandt, he gets dispossessed, so it's not Brandt who comes off. I believe it was Dylan Maxson that came off. That appears to be right, and a little bit of a shoulder to shoulder. There's one by Nate. Now Nate looks inside on the boot of Ryan. Ryan will lay it off for Jack, who has a go, and that goes just wide. Goal kick to come for BVV, Ben Van Valkenburg. He takes it quick for Rude. Rude to Slater. Slater's got room to work. He'll go over to Sams. Sams has one on. He does well to get it out of his feet and play it out wide for Jorda, and Jorda's able to possess. Goes back to Biton. Biton lays it off for Slater. Slater's got one on him. Goes over to Mosini. Mosini with a nice touch. He looks to hit it on his left. Can't quite make contact, and now it'll be one back by Griffith. If it's booted off him, he'll get possession, and Churchill just bang it out for a corner to come for the Shockers. Griffith still down in the box. Trainer is being waved on for Griffith as he was trying to beat Church to that ball. Church got there first, and I don't know if he collided or something happened, but he's down in the Gaffer City 18. He's up and walking under his own power. There's a little bit of a limp, but we'll see what happens from here. But it is a corner for the Shockers that will be taken by Biton. Going to be an outswinger. They've got 6 runners in the box. And here we go. Biton with the outswinger. One away by Church, only as far as Biton. He'll have another crack at it. He'll whip one into one again, looking for Jeffrey. Punched away well, only as far as Slater. Slater hits it on the left, and that goes high and wide. Some good opportunities so far from the Shockers as they look for the breakthrough. Still nothing doing for each side as we're tied up at 0, but it'll fall now to Nate. Nate will maintain possession. Here's Nate. He looks to swing it in, but it's too far. For all the runners, it'll be kept in by Ryan, who gives to Jack. He's dispossessed from Rude, and now it's Sams who will look to break for the Shockers. Peterson's down on the far side in his own box. Church will clear that one away. It'll be a throw for the Shockers, and now there'll be attention given to Peterson. Couple of hard challenges tonight here at Afram Sports Park. Nothing blatant, nothing intentional, but just some good hard physical soccer being played, and a couple players haven't came out the better of it, as we saw Godfrey have to come off, as well as I believe it was Charlie for Gaffer City. Van Valkenburg gives the thumbs up that Peterson is okay. He will have to come off. He's favoring that left leg. About 55 minutes gone here in this UPSL Western New York Divisional Clash between New York Shockers and Gaffer City. Nothing doing so far for either side. Some great opportunities in the first half going both ways, and then Shockers have had A fair few here in the second. One for Slater. He put high and wide. Jeffrey had an opportunity where the keeper came and punched. Looking for the breakthrough. Is the top team in the division here at home. Peterson is off now. He's getting his leg wrapped. Nate comes over. He must have been involved in the situation, and a change will be made as it looks like Aiden Hallinan is now on in the place of Dylan Peterson. Here's Rowan Slater. Slater's got the option. He will give it up to Griffith. Griffith now on the left-hand side. There's another ball on the pitch. Yeah, we were all kids once. You know, you see a ball, you kick a ball. I was like that growing up. Can't hate on it. Back to Beton. Beton into the boot of Brandt. Tries to leave for Beton. Dispossessed by Church. It'll be one back to Brandt. Here's Brandt. Looking for an opportunity. He slips off the face of Church. Cleared away by Will. Hallinan. The give and go is Sams. He'll go over to Rude. Rude with the space to run gives to Beton. Beton now cuts back onto his left, leaves for Rude. Rude goes back to Sams. Sams looks into Jeffrey off his knee, cleared by Church. As far as Ryan off his hand. And free kick to come for the Shockers in a dangerous position now. Beton looks like he's the one that wants it, and he's the one that will get it. Some tall bodies in the box with Jeffrey, Sams, Mosini. Some big targets to aim for. See if Shockers can get one. Now Hallinan with the late run. Cross will come in, looking to Sams. It's cleared away by Church. Brandt can't get it. Now here's Boyer. Boyer will just look to go long. Giving chase now is Ryan. It'll be headed back, and Ryan unable to get there. Smart play there from Beton. And Van Valkenburg had to be careful, but he's able to get it out for Ben Beton. He's got room to work with. Looking for some opportunity. He's got some runners. He's still got space, however. And decides to go to Slater. Slater will get past Will. Go out wide to Griffith. Griffith back to Slater. Dispossessed by Boyer. And now Gaffer City looked to break, but it's too heavy for Nate. And it'll go back for Hallinan. To Mosini. Mosini to Sams. Who will give it up for Beton. Here's Rude. Sams now in possession. To Beton. Beton's got Griffith making a run. Decides instead to go back to Apollo. Slater to Jorda. Jorda points Mosini for a run, and it's wonderfully ran out by Liam for a goal kick in favor of Gaffer City. Goal kick to come. And it's Nate who's coming off, and Changes to be made up top for Gaffer City. One in the air by Sams to Beton, who will give to Slater, and now Slater looks to run. One-on-one with Will. He'll get by him, but Will does well to dispossess, and now Gaffer City looks to break, but it's Rude. The Great Wall of Rude. Dispossesses, gives for Slater, and it's back to Rude. Now Rude looks for options. Looks for the ball into Mosini. It'll fall to Jorda. Jorda gets dispossessed by Liam, but he wins it back as Mosini. Jorda has a go, and it's saved at the near post and collected by the goalkeeper. And a great effort from Alejandro Jorda. One of the first opportunities on target here tonight. And there's Brandt. Brandt looks to sprint in on goal, but keeper's equal to it. Alert off his toes to come and collect. Header won by Sams. Back to Jorda, who's pressured by Charlie. He'll find Mosini, and now Mosini gives for Beton. Beton with a nice ball over to Sams. Sams has to be careful not to kick Zach, and Zach will just clear it into the stand. It'll bounce into the, almost nicely into the trash can, and down in the back appears to be Zach. Is down on the ground in his own box. Stoppage now here by the referee to go check on Zach, make sure he's all right. He's now up and walking under his own power. It's a good sign. No need for the trainer to come out. As that is, I can confirm that is Zach. And a change will now be made for Gaffer City. It appears, the assumption is, it is in favor of Zach as he has taken off the wrist tape, and you got a newcomer waiting on the sidelines, right at midfield. So Zach's day is done. Just over 62 minutes into this matchup. Here's Jorda. Plays into Mosini. Mosini looks for the low cross. It's Darryl. He leaves for Sams. Here's Sams, and straight at the keeper. A wonderful opportunity for a breakthrough for the New York Shockers, but Sams unable to pick a corner, and this one stays tied at nothing. Jeffrey with the great awareness to just lay it off, giving Sams an open opportunity. Here's Van Valkenburg over to Rude. Giving chase is Nate. Here's Sams. Tom Sams giving room. Plays it out to Hassan Mosini. Inside to Beton. Gets past one. It's left for Slater. Now Slater looks to run. Leaves it for Brandt. Back to Slater. Slater to Brandt. Brandt now inside the box to Jeffrey. Jeffrey looks to have a go, and it's deflected out and over for a corner. Pressure's building for the Shockers. They're looking for that one to break it open. So far, nothing doing. But the second half has, after a first half that was great opportunities both ways, second half has been all Shockers, and they look for another off the boot of Beton on the corner. Here comes the outswinger. It's cleared away by Church. Kept in by Brandt. wrestling match for it as Jorda goes down and he'll be whistled for the initial tug. Free kick for Gaffer City. Goes long. Up forward is Jorda. One into space for Daryl Jeffrey. Jeffrey plays it out wide for Jorda. Pardon me, that's Sam's, and his touch is just a little too strong as he looked to get past Liam. He'll go out and goal kick in favor of Gaffer City. Betone up for Mosini. He lets it run. Equal to it, though, is Church, who plays it back to his keeper. Pressured by Betone. Now Mosini. Jorda. Liam's able to get it onto the boot of Church. There's Church with a nice move. He gets it back for Liam, who leaves it for Zach. Pardon me, that's Church. Back to his goalkeeper. Jorda pressuring. He just goes long. Taken in by Ryan. Ryan pressured by Rude. Rude will win it back, but Will's there. Try and keep the guy for pressure, but nothing doing as Rowan will play in Brandt. Here's Brandt. He's got runners in the box. Here's Brandt. He looks to swing it into Jeffrey. It's cleared away by Church. Brandt's there to keep it with a nicely weighted ball. And it'll fall into the boot of Slater. Now Slater and Jeffrey. It's Jeffrey going far post. Inches away from nestling in that far corner. And the Shockers are still unable to open the floodgates. Opportunities are coming in waves for the Shockers. Just looking for that one to open the door to take the lead, but so far still 0-0. Header won by Betone. Pardon me, here's Betone. Header was won by Hallinan, but Betone now has space to run. He's got Brandt outside. He'll play it to him again. Here comes Brandt down the left. He looks to play it into Jeffrey. Jeffrey! And that one goes high. Pardon me, that one takes a deflection. It'll be a corner for New York. Fans in the stands in the east and the fans in the stands in the west, we need you to up the shots, put your hands together and make some noise. Yeah, he's trying to get it going. Tone goes short to Brandt. Here's Brandt swinging it in far post, and that's too far for Jorda or Mosini, and goal kick to come. So the fans showed their excitement there. Looking for that breakthrough. Shockers, it's been all Shockers so far here in the second half. As they keep the pressure up, however, got to be mindful of the fact that they don't want to give up a break for Gaffer. Taken out by Slater. He's dispossessed by Nate. Left for Jack. Jack will look to play in the run of Charlie, but Van Valkenburg comes to collect, and he'll give it quickly to Slater. Slater pressured by Jack. Gives it to Jorda, who goes back to Hallinan. Now it's Sam's. He'll lay it back to Rude, who goes out wide for Hallinan. Here's Rowan. Slater over to Griffith, and now off the head of Jeffrey. Brandt heads it back into Jeffrey. Jeffrey gives for Biton. Biton now pressured from behind. Biton looks for an opening with the left boot, and he'll nestle it home. Ben Biton from about 25 yards out finds an opening, picks out the far corner, falling away, and he opens up the scoring for the New York Shockers in the 70th minute. With the way this second half's gone and the pressure for the New York Shockers, all he needed to do was put shots on target. Biton just does just that. Takes the keeper by surprise. Picks out that far left corner. He opens the scoring. His 4th goal of the season in UPSL for the Shockers. His 4th in 3 matches for the Shockers. He had 2 against FCY New York and 1 against Orange City FC. And now he's got 1 against Gaffer City. A star on the rise. Big throw from Jorda. Off the head of Church. Only as far as Mosini, who leaves for Slater. And now it's Sams, and New York will look to go again. Here's the goal scorer. It's Biton in possession. Now with Rude. Rude still giving space. Goes over the top looking for Brandt. Tries for the flick. Falls only as far as Elijah, who will look to play it long. Into the sprinting path of Nate. It's Biton there again. With the mindset to give it back to Van Valkenburg, and he'll get it back. Biton to Slater. Now Gaffer City looking to pressure more in the offensive zone, try to dispossess, as they now are in search of 1. Now with Root. Goes for Biton. Pressured by Charlie. He'll give it back to Hallinan. And Hallinan will survey his options. Now it's Slater. And instead just leaves for Hallinan. To Sams and back to Hallinan. Playing triangles. Now over to Slater. Good in possession to get past Nate. And now he'll give to Rude, who plays in Daryl Jeffrey. It's dispossessed by Boyer, but he'll win it back and leave for Griffith, who lays it back off for Rude. Inside to Slater. Pressured by Charlie. Gives to Sams. Over to Jorda. Jorda looks to play in Mosini. Taken away by Liam. And that'll go out for a Shockers throw. Subs being readied on the touchline for the Shockers. But it won't come till after the throw. Jorda to Mosini. Mosini looks to swing it in off Liam. And another dangerous corner to come for the Shockers. And here comes the subs for New York. Coming in is Abus Muhammad Ali will come in for Ben Biton, the goal scorer. His night's done, but not before he had the most significant impact of them all for the Shockers. He'll exit with Rowan Slater as Abu Muhammad Ali and Gus Wilmore will enter this intense matchup with just over 15 minutes left in regulation. Here's Mosini. Takes it to the far post, looking for Rude, and that goes just high and wide. really worked over to Mosini. Here's Mosini out to Sams. Sams leaves it for Abus. Abus back to Sams, and he'll return it. Now here's Abus to Mosini. Back to Abus. Looks to get to the touchline and swing one into Jeffrey. It'll fall to Brandt. Now here's Brandt, and it's a great block at the back stick. And that'll be cleared out for a goal kick. Wonderfully done there from Zach, actually. It appears maybe the flag was up. No, instead it went off of Brandt, and it's a goal kick as rain starts to fall here at Afram Sports Park in this intense UPSL matchup. Here comes Brandt down the left wing. He gets taken down in a dangerous spot as the Shockers will have another opportunity on a set piece. Brandt using the wheels. Gets taken down by Boyer, and it looks like he will be penalized for his actions. Yellow card is shown to Boyer, the right back for Gaffer City. Set piece to come for the Shockers. Standing over it now looks to be Brandt, who will take charge with some big targets in the box. They've had great opportunities so far on set pieces today. Just none have found the back of the net. It was just the Ben Biton 70th minute goal that is currently the game winner and the lone goal of today's game. Here's Brandt. Looks to swing it in. Looking for the head of anyone in the box. It's cleared away by Church. And now on the break, here comes Nate. Nate looks to play in Ryan. Here's Ryan. Looking for anything, but it's defended well. And then it'll go out for a corner. Defended well by Abus. And now Gaffer City haven't really had much momentum in the second half or any real opportunities. We'll have a corner in the 78th minute to look to try and equalize. Trainer's coming out to check on... Can't quite tell who that is from here. But another knock. Oh, it's Owen Brandt. And he'll step off. So Shockers now with 10 men as... Oh, no. Substitution will be made. Is this Tuyishime Kavasha will enter the game for the Shockers to replace Owen Brandt, who's now walking around that far side corner where that corner will be taken for Gaffer City. Ball played in, cleared away, only as far as Liam. Liam looks to the far post, and Nate was offside, and that'll go out for a goal kick. Here's Sams. Over to Jorda. He'll maintain possession, and now he's looks to go with speed. Outside to Abus. Abus. One-on-one with Liam. Goes back to Sams. Sams whips one in, cleared away only as far as Mosini. Mosini cuts inside, cleared away by Church. There's a boost. To Hallinan. To Mosini. Taken by a boost. Mosini. Now Wilmore. Wilmore looks for Jeffrey and just not on the same page. It'll roll all the way back to the Gaffer goalie. He goes long, but only as far as the head of a boost, who finds Mosini. Now Mosini looks for options, finds Jorda. Out wide to Griffith. Inside to Jeffrey. Jeffrey back to Griffith. Griffith now able to maintain possession. Looks back for Jeffrey. Jeffrey can't keep possession, and now it's Church. He'll go long to Jack. Now Gaffer City looks to break. Wonderfully done by Hallinan. One back by Liam. On the charge is Nate, and cleared away by Van Valkenburg. "10 minutes to go in regulation here at Aframs. Shockers hold a 1-0 lead. And have had a lot of pressure, but Gaffer trying to find a way back into this one. Here's Sams to Jorda. It's dispossessed, and now it's Charlie who gives for a Will. Out wide to Jack. Pardon me, Ryan. Now inside. Now Gaffer looking for something. Into the run of Nate, but he runs just too far. Van Valkenburg will kill some time off the clock. Abus to Sams. Sams is able to find Jeffrey. Jeffrey's got Jorda with him. Jeffrey decides to do it himself. Jeffrey on the left boot. Deflected by Church, and Church is there again to clear. Church has done well so far tonight in that defensive zone. Whenever his number's been called, he's been able to do his task. But Shockers continue to bring pressure. A boost, split in the D. Here comes a boost. Here's a boost. Out to Gafasha. Gafasha looks to have a go, and it's taken well by the keeper. Looking to go quick is Charlie. Here's Charlie. Looks to play in the run of Jack, who wasn't knowledgeable to the idea, and it'll be a throw deep in the Shocker zone as Gaffer coaches, or pardon me, that's Liam who's telling him, get up, box him in, let's get something. Abus to Hallinan, back to Abus. Here's Wilmore, and it's Hallinan. High pressure from Gaffer. He goes long, looking for the run of Jeffrey. Taken away, and now onto the boot of Church. Church pressured by Jorda will just play it back to his goalkeeper. He looks to go long, looking for Jack, taken down by Hallinan. A lot of room in the midfield now for Wilmore to run. Gives to Sams. We'll just lay it back to Hallinan and get it back in return. Mosini looks to give it back to Sams. Jorda's there to play back to Wilmore. Wilmore keeps possession from the challenging Nate, and now it's Rude. Pull on to Wilmore. Challenged from behind by Will, and another set piece opportunity for the Shockers in a dangerous area. Taken quickly, out to Abus. Abuse has Jorda. He'll go to Jorda. One-on-one with Liam. Liam does well to clear it. Jorda plays in Abuse. Abuse looks to take it down the touchline. He'll bounce one inside to Daryl Jeffrey. Jeffrey looks to have a turn, and it's Church again there doing well for Gaffer City. Hallinan wins it to Gafaso, and sort of a challenge for the ball now is Wilmore and Jack. Jack goes down, and it's a throw for the Shockers. Here's Church. Over to Liam. Liam into Charlie. Over to Elijah, who looked to spread it out wide, but it's nothing doing. It's Jeffrey, but taken away nicely by Ryan. Booted up by Boyer. And Rude looks like he'll just let this one run as Will was trying to give chase, but nothing doing. That one rolls out. Goal kick to the Shockers with under 5 minutes to play. Shockers will look to hold on to this lead, hold on to this clean sheet, and get out of here with a win against a pesky Gaffer City, who've had their moments tonight, most of which came in the first half, but they've shown resilience throughout. Kept in by Griffith. Headed away by Jorda. Gafaso just taken away by Liam, and now Jorda goes down. Landed awkwardly. And that'll be cleared out. It'll be a throw to come for not quite sure who. But we'll find out here momentarily. The ref, I think, was looking at what was going on with Jorda. Griffith there, pardon me, that's Rue that does well to keep. Gafaso inside to Jeffrey. Here's Jeffrey. Looking to give it back to Gafaso. Taken back by Zach. Now here's Boyer. Oh, looking for Ryan. That'll go out for a Shockers throw. To Wilmore. He'll let it run for Sams. Here's Sams, surveying his options, gives to Wilmore. Out wide to Abuse. Here's Abuse. He gets past Charlie. He plays in Mosini. Mosini looks to play back in Abuse. It's taken away by Liam. And that'll go all the way back to Hallinan. Hallinan to Sams. Sam's getting pressured by Nate. Decides to go back to Wilmore, and he'll get it back in return. Now here's Hallinan. Sams looks to play in Jeffrey. And Zach is there to take it away and does it again off Mosini. Pardon me, that's Boyer coming over from the right-hand side. Abuse gives to Mosini, and he'll get it back in return. Wilmore swings one in, looking for Jeffrey. Headed away by Church. Here's Gafaso. Left for Sams. Keeper's equal to it. And he's looking to go quick. Not much time left. In need of one to steal a point away from the Shockers. Griffith does well to get a piece. Onto it is Ryan. A throw for Ryan. Finds Nate. Nate tries to leave. And the whistle will be blown, and it's in favor of the Shockers. Ben Van Valkenburg over to Aiden Hallinan, who finds Sams. Gives it outside to Mosini. He'll give it back to Sams in space. Looking for Jeffrey. Mosini's there in a battle with it with Will. Free kick given in favor of Gaffer City. We've reached the 90th minute of action with just 40 seconds until however much stoppage time is added. Abuse finds Wilmore. Wilmore in some space, decides just to go back to Griffith, who has to chase it just to keep it in. Gaffer will look for a higher press, and Griffith just decides to go long. Jorda's there to claim. With a nice move to himself, inside to Jeffrey. There's Jeffrey, just playing possession, gives back to Wilmore, who will go wide to Abuse. How's your touch? It's good. Keeps it in. Gets past Liam. Here's Abuse. Inside to Mosini. Mosini has a go! Hassan Mosini puts it out of reach for the Shockers. A wonderful run from Abuse to play it. Mosini puts it through the legs of Elijah, beats the goalie to the far post, makes it 2, and with little time to be added, this is surely 3 points for the hosts. Hassan Mosini gets his first for the Shockers in UPSL on the young season. And now, why not look for more as Jeffrey plays, or should I say tries to play it out to Abuse, and it's just out of reach. And now Liam and Church. He'll play it over to Boyer. Boyer looks long, trying to find the path of Ryan. It's taken away by Shockers, and now here's the latest goal scorer, Mosini, who looks to play in Sam's, but runs just a little too far with that. A little bit of rainfall, ball skipping a little bit more, running a little bit faster. And long goal kick, Gaffer City, no one there to give chase or possess, and I'm going to call him BVV, Ben Van Valkenburg. Kills some time off and gives it over to Rude. Now Polone to find Wilmore. Polone does nicely to get past Ryan, and he'll play in Sam's, who leaves for Jeffrey, as now Shockers look to break once again. Abuse to Sam's. Now it's Wilmore. Wilmore goes for the big switch over to Griffith with a almost nicely weighted ball headed away by Ryan, and it'll go out for a Shockers throw. Here's Sam's. As this surely is a true exclamation point for the Shockers, and it's Abuse looking for another one. Leaves for Wilmore, who looks to have a go. It'll fall for Mosini. And handball called against Wilmore. And goalkeeper will go long, looking for Nate to give chase. It's won by Hallinan, and with few teams in Western New York division of the UPSL right now who can truly give chase for the Shockers, this will be a big boost for the hosts here tonight to try and maintain that top spot in the division with the two of the teams that have the points total with less games played to be able to catch them. The pressure's on. That was Sam's just looking to kill clock. It's Jeffrey who's dispossessed and by Elijah and looking to go back the other way through Ryan. Ryan with a Rabona that will fall to Sam's, and he gives to Jeffrey, and now breaking the other way is Jeffrey. Jeffrey plays in Jorda, and it's wonderfully saved, one-on-one. How much it matters, not a lot, but that's a spectacular save from the goalie. In as Jordan was in one-on-one. Came out on his toes and was equal to it as Sams holds Jack, and when Jack wins a free kick for Gaffer City. As you can tell, that goal from Mosini in the late stages of this one really stung, as the first half sub would double the advantage for New York. Wilmore getting possessed. Players are asking, we're wondering how much time is added. Ref checks his watch, he's going to allow play to resume. As this throw is taken by Elijah, and he'll get it back. Just looks to swing it in, but no one's there to claim. And Van Valkenburg will take more precious seconds off the clock. The clock that will eventually run out, and I think it's fair to assume that tonight the hosts will be walking away with the 3 points. And a nice win against a Gaffer City team who held them at 0-0 at halftime. Here's Jack with a nice move to get around one. Jack has numbers. It's tackled well by Rude, but a free kick is given, pardon me. Maybe he wasn't tackled well. And Rude will be shown a yellow in the late stages of this one. My guess is 96th minute. I don't know how good my interior clock is, folks, so don't judge me. But I'm going to say 96th minute yellow for Rude Apollon. Dangerous opportunity to try and get one back. We don't know how much time is added on or how much time will be left. This could be the last kick of the game. But it's an opportunity to cut the score line in half. And for Gaffer City to go home with a positive. Standing over this one is Nate and Jack. Looks like it'll be Jack that has a go from distance, and that's down in the, I don't know what's back there, but that's down wherever that is. And the final whistle has gone, and the New York Shockers make it 4 wins in their last 4 and put the pressure on everybody chasing as they maintain that top spot, taking down the visitors from Corning, Gaffer City FC, with a scoreline of 2-0. After halftime, it was nothing apiece. But in the second half, it would first be Ben Baton in the 70th minute that would break this one open. Open the scoring for the Shockers. And then to seal it, it was Hassan Mosini to make it 2-0. And that would be all she wrote. Shockers come away victorious once again. This time over Gaffer City. Hope you all enjoyed. It's been a pleasure. From Sports Park in Colony, New York, I've been Bruce Juno. Have a great night, everybody.